Okay, David, we are blabbing again.
Again, we blab. Day 3 of our blab experiment, our blab beta test. I if you watch day 1 or day 2, what I'm going to say now you've already heard, but let me say that Vivek and I have created a tool, a small business tool, which right now, in terms of time, where we are in 2015, is the right time to be asking the 14 questions that he and I have created. 7 questions are about small business technology. And obviously, Vivek came up with those questions, developed those questions. There are 7 marketing and sales questions, obviously, were created by myself. And let me define some terms here, too, because I do something that not everybody is necessarily in agreement with, but I think it's a very important concept for small businesses and very pertinent to today's discussion. If your 2015 marketing and sales plan is on track, are you where you need to be after 2/3 of the year is over, because you have, I don't know, 119, 118 days left in 2015. And quite honestly, if you are not well, at least 2/3 and maybe more than 2/3 of your way on your way to achieving your goals and objectives, then they're probably not going to happen for 2015. All the more reason to ask these questions. What worked in 2000 and what did you do new in 2015? And did it work or not? Did it move your business forward like you had hoped it would? And if the answer is no, you've got 2 choices, and they're both very simple choices. Fix it and make it work, or delete it altogether and create and put something in its place. It's that simple. And all too often, small business owners do not take the proper amount of time to evaluate what is happening in their business. They are so busy doing the day-to-day tasks and worrying about how am I going to pay tomorrow's bill, or in many cases, it's how am I going to pay that bill that's due today. So they're spending time on those kinds of things as opposed to moving the business forward. It's at a standstill or falling behind if that's where you are in your business. So you have plenty of time now to evaluate. And for any person, any business that takes the time to fill out the 14 questions that Vivek and I have developed, and they are found at integratesimplifylife.com. That is a website that he and I co-developed. If you while he did the developing, I did the marketing strategy for it with his help. You know what? You helped me out a lot more than I help you out, Vivek. I don't know. What's that all about? You're multi-talented. No, we exemplify, Vivek and I, and if you follow either one of us, you know this, the ultimate in small business collaboration. He's the technology guy. He creates the how-to any question that we come up. I create the question typically, and that's the what. What is it? What is it that we have to deal with? Is it a marketing challenge? Is it a sales challenge? Is it an integrated marketing and sales challenge? And then together, and that's why we're doing these blabs, we share the why of what is happening. So back to defining the terms which I started. Marketing is how you communicate what you do to the rest of the world. That's very simply what marketing is. And it takes on all different kinds of aspects. And you are obligated as a small business owner to try as many things as you possibly can to find out what works best for your business. Not everything is going to work for everybody, and that's okay. It's not supposed to be that way. But you as a small business owner are obligated to find those things that will work best for you. I am a very traditional direct marketer is how I define myself. I've been doing this type of thing for over 40 years, and the only thing that has really changed in those 40 years is the technology of how I communicate the message to the marketplace. That's really the only major change. The concept hasn't changed. It's how we deliver that message. So question number one that we asked 2 days ago was, what it is, why do you do what you do? What it is, what do you do? Why do you do what you do? You have to answer that question first. That is absolutely the first question. And part of your marketing strategy is communicating that to the world, to the marketplace. There's a million ways to market. Maybe 1,000,001 ways to market. But your marketing needs to be tied into very specific sales goals. And that's why I call it marketing/sales. Marketing drives sales. Sales needs marketing in order for it to happen. The best goals to set in terms of marketing and sales are ones that are very specific. I'm going to use the word detailed, but when I say detailed, that doesn't mean it needs to be 50 pages, but it has to be very specific. Maybe specific is a better word. We have qualitative goals. We have quantitative goals. Okay, so you have to determine where your specific goals fit. But if marketing is not driving sales, that's not good for your business. So your marketing needs to be changed, either improved, enhance what you're doing. And as I said, or delete it and start something new. Not a new business, just start a new project, a new objective. Engage your friends. When you have a problem with your business and something isn't working right, go to your friends, the friends who you trust, and say, look, this isn't working. Can you give me some feedback of why it might not be working? Can you help me make the changes that I need to make it work? Or tell me it's not working and I need to change. Well, having said that, one thing that we don't do, we can ask our friends. That's a place, but really more importantly than asking our friends is asking our customers. Your customers will give you any answers that you want because they are buying from you. They're paying you to enhance their business. They will answer any question that you ask. There's a gold mine within your customers. Not only do they represent your bread and butter, so to speak, but they trust you. They engage you to help them move their businesses forward. So, very simply, are you where you want to be today in terms of 2015? If the answer to that question is no, take time and look at the 14 questions that Vivek and I have presented, and dig into your heart when you ask those questions. Answer those questions. And then for anybody who will take the time to answer them and hit the submit button at the end, Vivek and I will give you one-on-one time to work through the questions and your answers. We'll share our expertise with you. Okay, did I say it all, Vivek?
Yeah, you have. Surprisingly, today it has been a bit quiet.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why. We are only on the third date. Oh, Scott is probably watching.
Scott Scowcroft, if you would like to join your two friends, Vivek and David, please request coming in. We're actually at the tail end of our discussion here, but always good to hear from Scott Scowcroft. And I haven't spoken to Scott in probably a month. Has he asked for
No, not yet.
Okay, well maybe he's got something else
Oh,
going.
he's he's just powering up equipment, he says.
Oh. What now, Vivek? At the top of my screen, I see a +1. What does that mean up on top?
Where?
You see it?
Top? No, I don't see it.
There's Scott's on my screen.
Oh,
I'm seeing Scott's profile picture, yours, mine, and a +1 in gray.
Oh,
well, why don't
5 total viewers. There are 5 viewers, it says.
Ah, yes. Okay. I could have hit that too, couldn't I have? See all viewers. Okay. 5 total ones. What's this thing? 4 people are watching live. There's Scott Scowcroft.
Uh-oh. He's still coming in.
Here he comes. Uh-oh.
How come?
Scott, I'm going to count to 10. And if you're not inside this room in 10 seconds.
Is he on a phone? I don't know.
You can't tell, but he's inside a BLAB. He's just not coming up. Because his logo wouldn't be there. His BLAB logo wouldn't be there if he weren't correct.
Yeah. And it's trying to connect, I think. I have actually seen a similar problem with Heidi this morning. Heidi and Margarita and someone else. 3 or 4 people were on BLAB.
They couldn't get into a BLAB session?
No, they were. Margarita had problems. She had to drop out, come back in, drop out, come back in, and so on. I also joined Heidi for a few minutes.
Well, like I saw a comment you made to somebody that BLAB being in beta, you never necessarily know from moment to moment what's going to be happening.
Yeah, That is the nature of
Beta testing.
anything that is in development.
Well,
That gives.
let's we can end this blab. We can get back with Scott.
Hmm.
Oh, and he just fell off altogether.
You may want to join. May try to rejoin again, but yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to discuss a technology question. Do you know what that question is going to be?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will be discussing a technology question. What is the technology question? I need to look at my. It would be okay. First question I had asked was, how are you going to build a website for your business? Was the first question which I asked. I think yesterday.
You did ask it yesterday, and we used as an example a
Yeah,
couple sites that you built for me,
yeah.
and then one that we have built together.
Tomorrow I'm going to ask, do you know how to use Google Plus properly and effectively?
Maybe
That is,
10 million people will show up tomorrow.
and one of the answers is actually, I don't care about Google Plus. It is a possibility. There are lots of people who don't care about Google Plus. There are lots of people who hate Google for whatever reason. So yeah.
So, somehow I've always felt to the statement that you just made, Vivek, that somehow people put higher expectation levels on Google than they do on other technology platforms. You find that to be the case?
Yeah, it's a case of they see Google as being a big company, and so they think that some people typically hate anything that is big for the simple reason that it is just big. Anything that is big, they feel it's.
Well, I have to thank you for pushing me into my using Google applications. I mean, I was using a few things, but there's no question that I see major efficiencies in my business by using Google applications. Not that there aren't other ones out there, but I like the fact that everything's in one place, and that makes a lot of sense for me. And the fact that we made the decision to use Google Sites to serve our websites.
Yeah, some people have that feeling that Google changes things, and they are typically used to doing things in a certain way, and they can't handle it when Google changes things. They are typically used to Microsoft way of doing things. When Microsoft changes, Microsoft typically expects you to pay to get the new stuff.
You remember unrelated topic? Do you remember a couple months ago? Maybe it was probably 6 or 7 months ago now. I told you that at one time, a long time ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I actually had given Google $50. Maybe even before you did. I might have been a Google paying customer before you. Or anyway, I never used it very much. I didn't know how to use it. So, but the point I'm trying to make is yesterday, Google tried to look for the money on a credit card that doesn't exist. I mean, it's been long gone. An old address of mine where I had originally had signed. I mean, that was 3 years ago address of mine. And but they were in good state with them because they took the money out for the two accounts that we have with them now. Yesterday they did it, so it's kind of strange. They're still looking for that. I got scared for a moment that it was going to impact what we're doing today, but I then saw the invoice for what you and I have going. Okay. What's going on your end?
There it is. Okay. Scott is trying to come in again. He says he's using Chrome. Probably he needs. You need to allow. Scott needs to allow Chrome to use his camera. One easy way to do that is actually to click on the padlock symbol at the where it says HTTPS BLAB IM something, and then you allow Chrome to use the webcam.
Oh yeah, I've got my cursor over that, and it says in the browser, it says this page is accessing your camera and microphone.
Yeah. So Scott would need to do that. Then he would be able to come in. Which actually incidentally goes against the claim by some popular people, I should say, that it's so easy to get into BLAB. Yes. Not really.
Easier than Hangouts.
It's a case of not necessarily easier than Hangout. How? Here is the case. Scott is trying to get in, but I see his image trying to come in, but he's not.
And he is, Scott is tech savvy. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's even another statement.
Yeah, so whoever said that getting into BLAB is so easy, and they were kind of, and these were, I don't agree with them for many reasons, but these are celebrities. I don't want to name them, but they are celebrities who said they were kind of putting down Google Hangouts and saying Google Hangouts is so difficult and BLAB is so easy and all that. No, not really.
They're two different.
Two
different animals.
Two different animals. Yes.
Different approaches. And BLAB is in beta testing, so who knows what it's going to look like tomorrow. There's some good stuff here. I wanted us to get into it as a team.
Oh, Scott is asking, how can I post an image in comments? Honest answer is, I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I'm looking at a stream here from Mark Traphagen. The title of the stream is Why BLAB and Hangouts Can Coexist.
Yeah.
And he says over the past 2 weeks, he's become an enthusiastic user of BLAB.
Oh, he has sent a screenshot where his image is there, which we are not seeing his image. He is seeing his image.
I'm seeing his image.
No, his full, not just profile image.
Oh.
Himself, really, but we are not seeing him. Hmm. And it is funny. Okay, he's trying to come in again. Hmm. Okay, I think we have spent enough time trying to. I don't know.
Yes, I got to get running too. So, if not sooner, I'll see you tomorrow. One of the things we want to do tomorrow is set up my Android. Have it hooked into Twitter better than it is. We'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
You have any interesting plans for the rest of the day? It's 5 o'clock in the UK.
Nearly 5. Not really.
Go for a nice country walk.
Yeah, I need to do that. Scott is trying to get in again. He jumped off and trying to come in again.
There he is.
Oh, there he
Okay,
is.
now
Oh.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is using a different browser, so
Oh.
just wanted to say hi to two of my favorite people, and this is the first time that we're meeting on the BLAB platform, right?
That is. This is a historic moment in time.
You bet. Early adopters twice over, huh?
And we can remember the days when we met on a Hangout on Air.
That's right. Yikes. That's right. And the three of us did meet on the same Hangout. And were you both pre-Hangout on Airs when Ray was just doing it as a Hangout?
Not really. I was just. I mean, me being on Ray's is maybe the first time I'd ever done it.
Huh. Wow.
I probably had started using Hangouts before jumping.
Yeah.
Before joining the Ray's lunch bunch with Corinna Shepherd. I had been doing the video blogs.
That's right. Well, so and
So
Ray's,
are we gonna figure out a Scott treatment for blabbing?
well, I love the download of the blabs because the frames are so clear and clean to my eye. People talk about the technical quality not being very good because I guess it's not 720, but to my eye it looks good and really beautiful. So I can see someone coming on and doing all sorts of things with BLAB and then just using it as source material for doing other things.
Are you in the Twilight Zone now, Scott? I've never seen you in this kind of setting.
Oh, well, I'm just powering up my equipment.
And, no, you got a black screen behind you now?
No, it's a green screen. I'll show you. So does that look green?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can turn that on, and I can turn this on. So now that's what I should have done if I had really honored you in terms of coming in on your
yeah, and
international
Vivek
broadcast.
and I were both commenting about that. We're making notes to that effect.
And then I look a little, yellow or something.
Yes, you do.
So this is what is known as white balancing.
Yes, we know about that.
And when I come back, I still look yellow. Never mind.
That I think is a BLAB
artifact.
Yeah, problem, bug, feature, undocumented feature, whatever you want to call it.
Are you doing any tweeting these days, Scott?
Am I doing any tweeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
I signed up for Twitter. I was literally an early adopter, way back in 2006, I think it was, and got into it and fell away. And I signed up again when we had our summer season, but I don't understand Twitter that much. I think you have to.
The reason I asked the question, Vivek he and I did an HOA just about an hour ago, and he introduced a new tool that he's developing using a Google spreadsheet and developing it's still in development, but you might want to use it or take a look at it. I promised him I would be the first beta tester of the tool, but I'm a content guy. I'm not a technology guy.
So how can this is to schedule tweets, Vivek?
Yeah. Okay. Explained. I mean, let me try to explain it in simple terms. You have a Google spreadsheet. You put the text that you want tweeted, and a URL. For example, you want a tweet and then a URL where you want people to go. Let's say, for example, your website. You have a new Scott treatment there, and you want to tweet about that. For example, you put that text and a URL in two different columns on a spreadsheet. And then you set a time, how often you want this to be tweeted out. Every half an hour, every 15 minutes, every day, there are 12 hours, something like that. Lots of, and you set the triggers on that tool, and that's it. You let it go. You can close the spreadsheet. You can close your computer, but the tool keeps going in the background, and
because it's a Google spreadsheet, it's active 24 hours a day, even if we power down our computer.
And it tweaks it using the Google's app script tool.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well,
I was going to say, you and I need to do some real brief personal catching up before everybody departs here. I no longer am a car owner. My car was stolen a little over 2 months ago, and I've made the absolute decision I'm not going to replace it. I'm a bus person now, and it works for me.
Yeah.
It works. It just so happens I could not live on a better bus line in Cincinnati, 2 blocks from it, than I do. There's buses going up and down 2 blocks away from me all day long. And then I've got some serious knee stuff going on right now. I know what it isn't. I know what it isn't, but I don't know what it is yet. It's not arthritis, but something's going on. So
and you said knee Knee. Oh my gosh! And you know about Shirley Strover, right?
Sheila
Strover.
I pinged her this morning and said, "May I have one-on-one time with you?"
That's good.
Well, no, I saw a doctor on Thursday, but I would welcome her opinion as to what I should be doing and what course of action I should be taking.
She has a couple of Udemy courses that she's put together that are just spectacular in terms of just patient education, and it's learning the vocabulary and the geography, as it were, of the knee, and what the various instances of things that might go wrong and what some of the corrective actions might be. And then she's got a website. So there's no better authority that you can come up with, I think, than...
Well, I forgot about it. I totally forgot about that. Vivek reminded me this morning about 5 hours ago, and I immediately pinged her. So I'm hoping to get together with her and see what's going on. And The other thing, my kids in Rome are moving back to the United States in October.
Well, that's wonderful. That's great.
Can there
It's
be a
been a long
prouder
time in coming.
grandfather any place?
Yeah, there is none. And are you still doing regular hangout, private
No.
hangouts?
No, I really stepped back. I'm going to start gearing up again this coming week a little bit. Actually, I'm doing maybe one of the most powerful, not maybe one of the most powerful hangouts I've ever done. I've got David Amerlin and Ronnie, and we're going to be talking about trust.
Yeah.
My goodness, and what better people to talk about trust than the two of them?
Absolutely. Boy, that's I think I'd heard through the grapevine about David, but I didn't know Ronnie was going to be on. So
yeah, Ronnie. Ronnie did one of my early chapters, and then I threw out to folks, if you want to do a follow up of any kind, and he came back and said he'd like to do one on trust, and that was months ago.
Wow.
And great. So when I said now's the time to do it, then let's do it. And actually, one of the big motivations is David's writing a book on trust.
Yep.
And it's a good time to be talking to him as he's doing his research on trust. So that's going to happen next Sunday. We're doing that HOA. But once again, I'm not real into how many people show up for the HOA because it becomes a book chapter.
Yep.
Buy the book. Let them subscribe to the book.
Coming back to the tool that I am developing, Scott, would you be happy to be a beta tester as well?
I would love to be a beta tester and also provide a case study potentially. And by that, what I mean is I might develop 17 the Scott treatments for one hangout. And it would be interesting to know or look at what it would look like if all 17 were scheduled, tweeted out over the course of a year. So some of them might not see the light of day for 6 months, but you can plot it out on a year calendar, and if it looks symmetrical, then it's got to be good. Or it has at least a potential.
Perfect application for the Scott treatment.
And we could follow it somehow. And I'd love to be a beta tester. Thank you, Vivek.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we'll be doing. And David was saying he needs to get somewhere. Okay.
Well, it's good seeing you, Scott. We spend.
As such, I continue to do Hangouts on air. I continue to do. I have started a new series of book reviews. I started with this book review of this book.
Start with why? Yes.
Yeah. My tweets about I have been tweeting the tool I'm using to tweet about my book review and it is getting views. So
well, that just might be the way that those of us who don't know or understand, or for that matter especially like Twitter, that might be the doorway through which we can walk into that space, because goodness knows those who support and like Twitter are as passionate about that as we are about Google Plus, if you can imagine that.
Yeah, it's a one thing which slightly disturbs me is this people who say that we don't talk about that, we talk about only this. For example, why talk negatively about anything? It's just a tool. Tool is to be used. Minutes ago, I was telling David, a Hare Krishna monk once told me, we tend to love stuff but use people.
Oh,
And we should be doing the other way around. We should love people and use stuff.
He's saying LOVE. I didn't understand the first time. LOVE. How's your son doing? What grade is he in now?
Oh, he's going in. Thank you for asking. He's going into the 10th grade and doing just fine. Thank you for asking.
You still taking him to the boat every morning?
Yeah, I will be starting on Tuesday.
Oh, he hasn't started back. The kids have been in Cincinnati. They've been back in school for a couple of weeks already.
Wow. Well, we're behind the times out here in the West, don't you know?
Not really, but yes.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, we know you're at least 3 hours behind. So. Okay. Well, have a good. It was nice talking with you again. It's been way too long since the last time we spoke. Yeah. We'll get back in the swing of things.
Yeah,
sounds great.
We would be blabbing again tomorrow at the same time, David.
Vivek and I have developed 14 audit questions about small business, and we've chosen to blab them one each day. So this was day 3, and we've got 11 more to go.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
I'll see you, Vivek.
Yeah. Integrate, simplify life. Thank you.